Hello, Rebel GMAN 3B. This is your season 15 precap. I am Rob Top and I'm here every week with Matt Cavelian. Hello, Matt.
Hello!
Everyone's excited. Everyone's eager to play their games.
Yes, indeed. Everyone's absolutely eager to play their games. And
Yeah.
just a point of order before we get into this pre-crap. First of all, welcome to 3B. Looking forward to a great season. We are going to be running this. I know a couple of people have played their matches already. We're going to be doing the pre-cap, looking at the teams before that had happened. So as the entry, just to keep things on a level pegging. It gets very confusing if you try and double up and do stuff like that.
Yeah, I would have played last night as well if I had the chance, so I don't blame anyone. And
Exactly.
I also watched the stream by Mafia Mumble Rats. What's his name? I can't remember the coach's name now, but he
Oh,
was
for the Mafia
really
Mumble
good.
Rats, that
Yeah,
would be...
Kumo Stern.
Okay.
Really good. Really impressed with his stream and really impressed with his play as well. He's going to be streaming all of his games this season apparently, so nice one to follow.
Indeed, and it would be really convenient if from here we went on to discuss the Mafia Mumble Rats, but alas and alack, we've already decided the order in which we're going to be looking at things.
We want to do some thank yous, don't we?
Oh, that's true, yes.
Yeah,
Jumping straight into it. I'm being over keen, it seems.
So we got nominated for one of 6 people to win the recap of streamings on the
Nuffly Awards.
Yeah. Which I was shocked at being nominated. Was you?
I thought someone might put our name forward. I didn't necessarily think enough people would do so for us to make the shortlist. So thank you very much, especially since we've got some people coming back from 3B last season who we also recapped for. So, thank you very much for everyone who did that. We've got to get that out of the way to begin with. It is very humbling, and the competition is so tight for that. I do not rate our chances very well, but as much of us as a kind of trite thing to say, it is very nice to just be nominated. So
I'm aiming for 5th out of 6th. That's what I'm aiming for. So let's get on with it. Eh?
Indeed. Oh, just before we do that as well, one more other thing I've forgotten. We're super prepared today, you can tell. Just as an overall breakdown in terms of teams, looking through, we've got obviously the difference between a hybrid team and definitions of that can change. But looking at it, we've basically got 5 Bash, 4 hybrid, 5 Agi. So a really nicely balanced division moving forward on this one. And it looks like it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, just to let everyone know how we do it. We record on a Thursday. Normally goes up around about sort of 10, 11 o'clock Thursday night on YouTube. Matt puts all the links up everywhere because Matt's a genius. We watch all of the games. We've only missed one game in 3 seasons, and that was quite a special game in itself where Matt done a little recreation of what happened, which was quite funny.
Yeah. In our defence, that was because it had been played quite early, and by the time we got around to recording the footage, the 1 week timer had happened.
Yeah, so an excellent reenactment that was. We tried to keep the recaps to about 40 minutes if we can.
The emphasis here is on try. It is somewhat rare for us. That's what we shoot for. But banter happens. We like it will be less than an hour. It's very rare for it to be over an hour unless it's a special thing that we're doing.
Ideal was 40 minutes. I guess 50 minutes is quite average. Yeah. We try to do a 3-minute clip of each game, just highlighting who scored and casualties and any decent plays we see, and we'll highlight any bonehead plays we see as well. So keep you on your toes.
Yeah, keep you on our toes, but don't worry, it'll be not in a malicious way. Sometimes sometimes things happen, and most of the time it's it's for example us making a mistake rather than someone else.
Well, this is Division 3. We know they're all better than us anyway. So
yes, that is very true, absolutely true. Take all of our comments with a pinch of salt. Thank you everyone who already has been filling in the spreadsheet. Lots of people are on there. This is the prediction spreadsheet. Lots of people doing it. Halligan, I'm not sure what's happened here, if someone's deleted it by accident. But anyone else who has not done it yet, feel free to come in. Some matches are already in played, but that from when we've been running this previous seasons, missing a couple of matches isn't going to isn't going to hurt anything. We do it slightly different to some of the other ones as well. So we want an exact score prediction, and if you get the correct result, like whoever wins, whoever draws, whatever, you get 1 point. If you get the exact result, it's 3. We find this means that it's a little bit tighter towards the end of the season. You've got a little bit more ability for swing.
Should we have a look at the teams?
We should have a look at the teams, and we're starting off with the Dreamworld of Splendors by Papillon 47. Pulling strings from beyond, and like the namesake coach of this team, emerging butterfly-like from the postseason back into 3B. Been here 2 seasons, ending up first from Division 4F, coming to us from, and 48th in the playoffs for season 14, I believe, Rob.
Good. I know this is a long-time ReBBL player, isn't it? So they've obviously given themselves a bit of a challenge with vampires.
Indeed.
And
I
it looks
think,
like it's building into a move up on a vampire is fantastic. It's like the dream, isn't it?
Yeah,
especially with Edge 5.
Yeah, we're looking in terms of TV, total TVs, like mid to high, like 1800s. High win percentage across all leagues. Papillon is like a 65%. 66, I guess, if you round up win percentage across all leagues for 1,168 games, which is a lot, but is also the 3rd highest in this division this season.
Highest, so 1,000 games.
Yeah, 1,000 plus. So yeah, vampires. 4 rerolls on this team, as you might expect. Very experienced Marco Redshash. Which is, Blodge, Tackle, Mighty Blow, always useful. We've got Frenzy, a Surfer. And interestingly, for the Frenzy here, the stadium that the Dreamworld of Splendors have taken is in fact the beer stand. That's the one that gives you a +1 damage on a Surf. So, very interesting choice of the... Well, not very... Well, it's a combo with this Frenzy Surfer here, one can only imagine.
Yeah. Guard on a full really helps as well, doesn't it?
Always.
Two falls. So, yeah, I can see good things happening with this team.
Indeed.
Top half, I'm predicting.
Yeah. And apologies if you notice any slight discrepancies in some of the teams. I know that for all the teams played matches before I got a chance to take all of this footage. So if you notice any slight discrepancies or weirdness in some of these displays, it's because I've had to retroactively work out what the team was before the match actually got played. So if you see the ones that are like missing SPP and stuff like that, it's because of that. Yeah. And so yeah, going through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vampires. Yeah, lots of blodge, agi up and move up, grab frenzy. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Last season, winning 4F. That's quite a good achievement with vampires, don't you think?
Absolutely. I've been in Division 4 for most of my ReBBL career, and it is no joke, I can tell you. So, next up, we should have a look at the Red Hot Boys, Orcs. Big, lovely, no troll, which is always good to see. No troll, no thrower. Red equals fast for Cost and Striker, as we can see.
Yeah, it's strength 5 Black Orcs, lovely, isn't it? Don't need a troll. Not very. It's not very leveled up team, is it? I don't know if he's been losing players or.
This team itself has only been in 1 season plus training. Last season, coming 3rd in 4F, so. A little bit of a rivalry there coming from with the Dreamworld of Splendors. We can potentially be seeing a lovely rematch there. And was in the Challengers Cup. Reaching 18th place in Season 13, 43rd in Season 14. And the stadium taking a security gate. So, cancelling Riot and Pitch Invasion. And so clocking in a kind of the mid-1500s TV-wise.
He must have won the training thing because you only get 1 place, don't you, outside of the main league? And if he's been
it's 1 season plus the training, so
yeah, but he's been in the Challengers Cup twice, so
yes.
yeah, he must have won the training and got that 1 available ticket. So well done. Yeah. So
That's
he's obviously a
very
good
impressive.
coach. Yeah. I'm keeping my eye on this team. I've got a feeling we've got good things to come from this team. 273 games with a 54% win rate as well. So that's pretty good. Orcs are orcs as well, aren't they? You know, solid, hard to beat. You know, get them 2-1 grinds. So
Yeah.
again, yeah, I think we're going to be Challengers Cup or playoff contention with this team. I really do.
Always the case, and I'm liking some of the skill choices here as well. Obviously, no troll, no goblin, allows for very lean, traditionalist, fundamental orc play. Liking this Agi on the lineman being turned into like a pseudo, a ball carrier, I guess, a pseudo thrower. You got that option. Diving tackle, stand firm, guard, blodge is nice on this blitz.
Oh, lovely.
The movement hurts, but it seems this is a player that's very much designed to get into place and then kind of more or less stay where they are. So it shouldn't hurt them too badly. Lovely bit of guard, mighty blow, guard, block, tackle, tackle, mighty blow. The important thing I think for orc teams is getting block on those black orc blockers as soon as possible, and he's got 3 out of 4. So
yeah,
cool. Next up, we're having a look at Smoked and Cured, who are coming in a little bit beaten up, but hopefully they won't be sliced up any further.
So who is this? This is
Halligan.
The High
Halligan,
Elves.
and they are High Elves. They have been in 1 season plus the minors and came in 3rd in 4C. Managing to get 53rd position in Season 14's Challengers Cup as well.
So maybe a bit of a building season, do you think? But High Elves, they take a little bit to get going properly, don't they?
Yeah, we've got some heavily advanced throwers and catchers. Not entirely surprising, given the way this team usually works in terms of long passing plays and receiving and things like that. And missing a couple of there's a rookie lineman, but this big catcher, almost with tackle as well. So an offensive catcher in some ways being missing is going to be tricksy for that first game of the season.
He's a good coach though. 127 games with a 61% win record, which is really good. So bit of a dark horse for the playoffs or Challengers Cup, maybe.
Perhaps so. Stadium-wise, nothing in place yet. That's not really surprising when you're taking attrition. Picking up a stadium is very low priority. And in terms of the advancement that we've seen so far, Blodge on a blitzer. I think it's a double to strength skills on High Elves, isn't it? Still.
Yeah. All elves. Yeah.
So building one as a blodge on a normal, one as a mighty blow. When you get the double, sensible to me. Double for guard on lineman, sensible. It looks like they're taking a bit of a kicking, but doing sensible fundamental choices whenever they come up, it would seem.
Probably a wizard every game, so yeah, you can always win with a wizard, can't you? With elves.
It always gives you options, and this is in terms of TV. I think 1440 is what it's going to be going into the first match on. So yeah, getting a little bit of extra most likely, but we'll come to the first matchups as we go on. Anything else you'd like to add here?
No, good luck, and that's all. Good luck with the hills.
Next up we've got the Gorgoth Allgreys with Gunnerside, a Chorf team here. What can you tell us about these?
Okay, so they come 4th in Division 4B. This is their 3rd season. They've done 2 seasons already. They did get through to the Challengers Cup last season. They come 35th, so probably got knocked out in round 2. I think that would be. Coach 417 games, 54% win ratio. So again, a lot of the coaches have got really good win ratios in this division. You're a Chorf man. What do you think of this team?
I like it. We'll go through the Bull Centaurs first. Block, break, tackle, and then choices about what you want them to be doing. Perfectly sensible. Very consistent leveling up on the blockers in the most part. Mighty blow guard, and then stand firm seems to be the order of the day. We have one dedicated killer here, going into Mighty Blow, then getting the Claw, then getting a movement up, which is... When I first saw that, I was very confused, but then I realised for my own kind of Chorf killers, one of the problems you can really get into is that, especially if you're piling on with them, you have a very little amount of range when you're getting up from the floor. There's been a number of times where I've been caught out by just a go for it in the wrong time and wrong place that would be avoided by this. Following that up with a guard, that's going to side, I believe, as a considerably better Chaos Dwarf coach than me, so I'm not sure why there's a guard there rather than a piling on when you've just kind of set up with the additional movement for that. But then again, consistency with the rest of the team, synergy that way, and my gut feeling there is that it was a Galaxy Brain play that is too smart for me.
I don't see that often, where people going Mighty Blow before guard. I know it makes sense, but normally it's just spam guard and then deal with all your kill skills after that. So it's nice to see, isn't it? Looks like it quite well.
Well, I think this looks like a mathematical choice regarding XP or SPP generation. Obviously, we need to check with Gunner's side, but that's certainly what it would seem to be. Blodge Bull carrying Hobgoblin with kickoff return. Love to see it. Got your Dirty Player Hobgoblin, and then they've got another level up, so you've given them Wrestle. Any Chaos Dwarf coach has probably seen that build happening before. But overall, yeah, I think this is going to be definitely one to watch.
Would you keep that Bull Centaur, or would you be looking at the niggled one?
Yeah, that's such a pain to level them up without block.
Right. Just keep over him.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of stadiums, we've got a Squig Sandwich kiosk, so that's getting rid of Rock and Get the Ref. Anything else I've missed there?
No, it's that well, I'll say it's not that standard actually, without the guard first, but it's a good team. I like it.
Yeah, I mean it's less standard, but it's standardized within itself, and I think there is a lot of merit to not having to worry about which of your players does what. That does reduce your mental load as a coach. So, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think we're looking at top as in first, second with this team. I could be wrong, of course. But I've got a feeling.
I don't know. We've got a fairly good agi mix, and we've got a lot of tackle, so that's always strong.
Yeah, true. I'm expecting sort of mid-table with this team myself, but see how I get on with that.
I will be biased towards my evil Chorf brethren and give this one a pop. Next up, we have the Bloodlust Brawlers with Arnstone. Yep, so this is a Necro team. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say a lot of talk already about player one.
Yeah, absolutely. I've zoomed in. Ooh, there we go. That was a misclick by me. That's even larger than we were before. Not sure what's happened there, but let's roll with it. Yeah,
Jerry the Growler, Edge 5, Leap, Blodge. Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Has not gone with the Mighty Blow Claw combo because you have the opportunity to do something a lot more unique with the Edge 5 leaping.
Mighty Blow's a double on the werewolf as well.
Yeah.
So he hasn't had the chance to take a Mighty Blow, I wouldn't have thought. Yeah. I think you grab it every time if you offered it.
Yeah, so yes, you're right, because agility's an 11, so you wouldn't get on you couldn't get on a double. I was getting confused with movement ups and things like that. But so yeah, that's very interesting. An aggressive. Sorry, go
on. I can say he started off in the mixed and then had his first season last season. So this is his second proper season. Last season he came third in 4E. Made it to the Challengers Cup and got knocked out in the first round. And as a coach, he's 106 games with a 49% win record, which with a wolf like that, I can see that going up a little bit myself.
Indeed. And stadium-wise, there's another Squig Sandwich kiosk, and TV, we're looking at 1860 going into the first match.
Likes to get a bit of tackle in this team, doesn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4 tackle players. He must have been a bit of a heavy agility league in season 4, I'd say.
Yeah, indeed, and I think that's probably going to be suiting quite well moving into this one as well. So that's going to be very interesting to see. In terms of flesh golems, got block on them first, which is very similar to the discussion we just had about Black Orcs. Whites with guard and a big old bench as well, which is good.
Yeah, where do you think they're going to finish up? What you're looking at? We've seen last season we had some crazy wolves, didn't we? Do you remember?
Yeah,
and they can do wonders.
Um,
if the wolf survives, he'll be doing really well. And if the wolf
I think
survive,
so. Yeah, I know it's a little bit nebulous, but I'm difficult to make a call. Yes, I would expect to see interesting matches. I think this might be one we end up fighting over to see who gets to do the recap for.
Oh well, we didn't say actually. Each week we take turns on doing the order of the games. This week I'm doing 1, 3, 5, and 7, and Matt does the 2, 4, and 6, and then we swap it the following week. So Matt will cover 3 games in 4, and vice versa. Yeah, so it stops us arguing about who we're going to watch, etc.
Indeed. So having a little bit of a closer look, lot of zombies, a lot of experienced zombies, potential. Some people might say bloat, but I think it's good to, especially when there's a lot of violent teams around. Having a little bit of ability to come back on that is not terrible. I mean, obviously you do have regeneration, which helps with that to some degree, but we're 1860 for the TV.
It's good. Where he's got that wolf, he's made sure that wolf hasn't nicked all of the SPP and it's been divided out somewhat. So, yeah, good play, clever play. And it's nice putting some block zombies on the line rather than blockless ones as well, eh?
Yeah, well, block guard as well. That's a lovely zombie. Aggressive wrestle ghoul, potentially looking towards maybe a strip ball there or something. A ball handling ghoul, and then just zombies doing zombie things.
I like this thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I think you'd be doing it a disservice to call it a one-player team, even though Jerry the Growler is, very much draws the eye. But there's a lot of distributed SPP. You're very, very good to pick up on that. Next up, we have the RR Mafia Mumble Rats with Kumo Stern.
Yeah, this is, as I say, I watched him play last night. I'm not giving away any spoilers, apart from, as everyone can see, a strength 4 gutter runner. I've never seen a strength 4 gutter runner before. There's a first.
Yeah. That's bold. Like, you get people pushing back about taking that first plus strength on a gutter runner. I've known coaches before who have taken advice not to take the strength up on a gutter runner and very much regretted it. Yes.
Right, so we got an experienced coach here. He's done 8 seasons in ReBBL. This is 9th season. He has had 3 seasons in Division 1 as well. He got to the ReBBL playoff final as well with his team. So he lost the final, unfortunately. But
that's back in season 9, I believe.
Yeah. Last season didn't have too good a season. He was 12th in 2A, so he's dropped down to 3. This is obviously a strong coach. His win record isn't brilliant. He's 192 games, 48% win record. But on his stream, he was saying he plays a lot of fumble as well. So
I was about to say 192 games isn't that much for a coach with this amount of experience. So it doesn't make me surprised that fumble is involved here. And stadium-wise, we're looking at security gates, so that's cancelling riot and pitch invasion again when you are playing against these rats.
He's got one turner as well, and he movement 10 sprint.
Yeah, and apologies if you can see some of the fuzz. No, your monitor isn't wrong. I just had to undo certain things from, as I said before, from taking it in its current state. Blitzer, Claw, Mighty... Yeah, here we go. Claw, Mighty Blow, Tackle. It's what you want. The tackle over piling on there speaks to a tactical choice coming to dodge, potentially. A Gutter Runner, 2 heads, wrestle, strip ball. That's going to be very gnarly to deal with. Source of the Fifth. What more can you say? In fact, all of these gutter runners have either got wrestle or not block. These are a hyper aggressive gutter runner team. That's spicy.
Yeah.
Although we have a natural one turn, as you say, with Milo.
He's a bit gutted. He's got a movement bust on that strength 4 guy, but movement 8 is still good.
Yeah. But movement 8 is still really good. I don't think that you're really going to be... You've got enough other options. It's gutting, but are you going to be using that gutter runner to be pushing forward? It's really just giving you the extra range for the blitzes there, surely.
I'd recommend watching his stream last night. It's a very entertaining game.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's good. I think he's lacking a bit of guard, obviously. It'd be really nice having like a guard gutter runner to get into the cage and provide the help. But maybe he doesn't need it with a strength 4.
Yes, I have this strength 4 gutter runner, but it would be really good if it also had guard.
Yeah.
Yes, is the answer. But I think the skill choice as taken is perfectly legitimate, and as you like to see on a Skaven team, focused on a number of people, and then the rest of your chumps who are going to die.
Because he's been in Division 1 and he's an experienced coach and good streamer, I'm expecting to be fighting for playoffs with this team.
Okay.
I think that'd be his objective for sure. Will they stay alive and manage that? That's another thing, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of niggling injuries as well. Very, as I say, 8 seasons of one team. Fair play to you to keep in with it. It must have been tempting when you dropped down to start again, but well, you've got strength 4 gutter runner. I cannot blame you for not wanting to say goodbye. Next up, we have a returner, someone who was with us in 3B last season. It's MB Carmack. In terms of games played within ReBBL, the top one at 2,023 and a win ratio of 60.
Unbelievable. 2,000 games. He struggled a bit last season. Where did he end up? He ended up
10th, I believe.
10th, yeah, 10th. This is his 6th season now with these Wood Elves, and he blows hot and cold with them, doesn't he? Some games he just gets beaten up and just smashed, and other games he win 3-0 or so. I think that's just Wood Elves in a nutshell. Nice team though, isn't it?
It is. Team. Yeah, stadium. No stadium at the moment. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 10. So we are 1 below what we would need to be. But as always with elves, sometimes you just want that loner to stick on the line. The tree man here. Look at that big old tree man. We had some fun with him last season, didn't we?
Yeah, and he's rolled a double for block as well. It's like brilliant tree.
So let me just zoom in there. We're looking at what is effectively a strength 7 grab block tree man. That is problematic for a number of other teams.
Makes one turners a little bit easier because you can use your blitz on something else because the tree helps out with the positioning. He's got a little bit. One tackle dancer. Surprising.
Yes, this is the hawk dancer here with tackle and strip ball. Big movement, big blodge step. It's great. We've got a rookie war dancer. We've got a blodge lineman, block lineman, guard lineman. Very developed Agi 5 catcher here for Manly Shelley. Not quite a natural one-turner, but getting quite close. Well, actually, no, not getting close, but has the sprint sure feet combo. Yeah. So a lovely little bit of... Sorry, go on.
What's that? Just 2 pushes in it. It needs in movement 8. So easily done. Sidestep. It's the guy at the bottom, though. He's taken a little bit of a beating, but he's doing all right, isn't he? 127 SPP. He's the quarterback that rules the game.
Absolutely so. And you might be looking, it's strength 2. Well, when does this player block or get blocked? Is the question. The answer is The first one very rarely, and the second one probably more than you'd want, considering the way Blood Bowl can go sometimes. But yeah, keeping with strength 2 when you have the rest of those skills up, that agi, the the blodge to keep yourself trim when you can, the accuracy, you're chucking it quite far, quite accurately there.
Yeah, where it's a good few tackle players in this division and a bit of bash. I'm expecting mid-table for Carmack. Hopefully he does better. He's a nice guy. But, that'd be my prediction for him.
Anything else you want to add before we move on to the next one?
No, we're good now.
Excellent. Next up, another returning player, finishing up 1 place below Carmack last season. It is Coach Cool and the Outdoor Acrobata, a Kislev team. Finishing up 11th in 3B, 35th in the Challengers Cup Season 12. Extremely entertaining team to watch last season. Tylean Circus Troupe that has turned to Blood Bowl. Had a little bit of a slow start to the season, but...
a little bit of a slow start. It was 007. He was James Bond, wasn't he?
Yes. I was trying to be...
But you remember, like, he did not grumble. He did not moan. He was just a real good sport for the game. He turned up to all his matches, arranged them all, and it all just turned around for him, didn't it?
Yeah, after that 8th match, I think, or around that point, after switching styles to a much more kind of YOLO aggressive, chasing that ball style, started finding some great success. So I'm really interested to see what this more aggressive outdoor acrobata from the get-go, now that they've got the skills in place, can see. And
it was when he got the bear, do you remember? He got the bear and it all sort of started turning around for him.
Yeah, and speaking of the bear, we have Don Corleone, now leveled up, has guard. Andrea the Blitzer, as you know, Kislev Blitzers aren't really blitzers, but these have been built to pull them back in that direction. So we've got the first one with Blodge, stand firm and tackle. Next one with Mighty Blow and block. So that's the killer there. Going Mighty Blow first, as we've discussed, SPP. Mathematically, I believe that's correct. Additional strength catcher, sure hands blodge step is just great. Enzo as the strength 2 with dauntless wrestle tackle. You've got to imagine strip ball is going to be on there at some point because catchers can leap in on a 2+. That's your cage is very unsafe. Gone for the 3 catchers, and the rest is lineman. You've got this a lineman who has been built as the ball hawk here, the pro dauntless strip ball wrestle tackle, the existing jumping in. And normally when you do that with a lineman instead of a catcher, you have the advantage of being strength 3 rather than but you have less agility. Unfortunately, this injury here has brought it down. Gotta be hoping for the catcher to pick up and replace that, so you can kind of maybe strength 2 is a little bit of a liability for this role, but still not there yet.
He's lacking a bit of guard on his team because Kislev do like to leap in, get a bit of guard in the cage, and then come in for the kill. So he's desperately wanting 1 or 2 more guard players on this team, I'd say.
Yeah, especially on someone you can get on Agi 4, like a double on a catcher, or double on anyone, I guess, apart from the blitzers. I think it can really help out these leaping, especially with dauntless plays.
I think
really
he's the highest TV, isn't he? He's top TV, 2,000 TV, somewhere around there.
I believe that's correct. Yes, 2020.
So
we really should have had 2020 vision about that one.
Great year 2020 is.
Anyway, so I think obviously
233 games, 54% win record, so solid coach. So I've got a feeling he's going to be a bit of a dark horse because I think he's found his feet with this team, and if he gets off to a good start, I'd really like to see him do well. I really would, as I say, because of how he handled last season. he really, deserves something out of this game.
Absolutely.
So,
Coach Cool is my wild card pick for sure. Next up, we've got the Quiguanas doing it for Rango. Obviously, coming in with a bit of a beating here is Extrem.
Apparently, so Kummenstern was saying last night, this team went down to having 3 players at one point. He's just been getting beaten up and beaten up.
What, 3 players total?
Yep.
Oh, because I read your notes on this, and in my head I thought 3 Saurus. So I'm like, oh, down to 3 Saurus. That's pretty bad, but that's even worse. Like, fair play to you for sticking with them. That reflects well on your mindset.
Yeah, this is their 7th season, so I think he's been in the same division as Kumstern a couple of times. Last season he finished 14th in 2A, and he was in the playoffs in season 12, come 42nd, and he was in the Challengers Cup in season 11, finished 10th.
Very good. Stadium-wise, as a security gate. Yeah, sorry, the Kislev didn't have a stadium. I forgot to say that last time. But yeah, let's have a quick look at this team. It's relatively quick, unfortunately. Yeah, starting off with
Kumstern was saying good things about this coach, saying his positional play is absolutely 10 out of 10, and if he had the right team, he would easily be a Division 1 player. So expect some good stuff. Yeah, sorry, let's have a look at the team.
Yeah. So we've got block and guard on the first Saurus, block on the second Saurus, plus strength on the third. Then we've got some relative, well, not rookie, but unleveled. A couple of missing skinks and a lovely little one turner here, natural one turner. Movement up, and then you've got the sprint and sure feet. That's basically your perfect skink progression there, right? Surely.
Yeah. Yeah, Edge 4 would be nice, but that's being greedy, isn't it?
Well, you see, I've got a perfect one turner. It'd be really nice if he was also Agility 4. Yes. Excellent. Interesting to see. So positional play, especially with lizards, is very interesting. And as you said, if he finds the right team, I think lizards are a team that can suit positional play very well. They've got that big dichotomy between the skinks and the sauruses, especially if you can get a crocs in there as well. So it's looking tricksy coming in under leveled. Hate to use the word, but you've got to be thinking that when you're looking at it. I guess you could argue it's over leveled, considered they were down to 3 players at one point, but you get what I'm saying there. Very, very interested to see what this can do, and hidden threats here from Dimitri.
Yeah, 447 games with a 44% win rate is low for a coach of this standard, I would say. So we shall see. It'd be nice following in this season, I think.
Yeah, 12:30 TV, not accounting for like loaners and things like that, but yeah, lowest in the division, so he's going to be looking to potentially get some lovely inducements. Yeah, I think got to be wondering if well, I was going to say if picking up a Nuffle Altar is a temptation, but you've not got the money to do it, have you? Unfortunately, especially when you've already got your own security gate. But yeah,
right.
So next up, the Rebel Mutants from Porky 811. It's their first league. Welcome to Rebel. Hope you have a great time. What can you tell me about them?
I've met this guy in another league, and it's...
Well, hold on a second, my friend. Whoa. My first league? You've met them in another league? Objection, sir. Objection.
I think he's a bit of a dark horse, this guy. He's a solid coach, big time. His stats are 853 games, 76% win record. That's one of the best win records I've seen. He really is a solid coach. I played him a couple of times. Give me a beating, big time. Where did he come last season? We've got...
last season was 7th in 4B.
Yeah, okay. And he hasn't been to the Challengers Cup.
or the playoffs, I don't believe.
Oh, okay.
Stadium-wise, it's a security gate, so, you know, concerned about riots and pitch invasions. Not really that surprising. 3 rerolls, 17... In fact, everyone's on 3 rerolls apart from the Kislev and the Vampires, which is basically what you would expect. The ones that leap a lot and bloodlust a lot have an additional reroll. And yeah, having 1770 for the TV. Although it is worth saying there are a couple of players here, number 7 and number 11, so Krasnogor and Shifagors, who are waiting for their next level up. You want to do a little bit of hypothetical theory leveling here for a block strength up Beastman and a block Beastman?
I'd like to see Frenzy on this strength 4 guy. I think that would be lovely. And I think he could do a bit more guard. I think it's easier to skip guard and keep building kill players. So maybe how much edge we got in this? We got a bit of edge as well, haven't we?
Double edge. Well, yeah, we're just going through the top down.
What I'm thinking about is the other teams in the league. Maybe another tackle. So there's a few choices, but guard is guard, isn't it? You know, it's outstanding.
Guard is guard.
It takes a little while to get chaos going, doesn't it? And he seems to be really steamrolling with this team. I can see him really challenging for tops.
Okay, cool. In terms, we should probably go through the players. We kind of skipped over there, so my apologies. Yeah, we've got a killer warrior in training, a guard block, a standard block on all your warriors, just reducing that 1 in 9 to a 1 in 36 chance on an aggressive block for a bash team. I know there's mathematical theory about Mighty Blow, but I can never be confident enough to go for that. I like to have my plays succeeding, even if it is not perhaps the most optimal play. What I'm really loving is this kind of symmetry on these 2 Agi Beastmen. 1 Agi 4 is good, 2 is great. 1 is kind of an aggressive tackle, 1 is like a blodge is great. Both with stereo niggling injuries is interesting. And then a level up here for Krasnogor below. Block strength up. 1 dice blitzing, big guys is always useful. And then another killer. Ball hawk down here of Pythagors. And yeah, some more guard on Prickfagor there. So that's always it's a pretty nicely. It's easy to forget looking at chaos, but they don't really start off with any skills apart from like horns and them. So
he's spread that SPP around, doesn't he?
Yeah, to be seeing like icons that aren't horns on all of these players indicates a pretty good grasp of how SPP distribution works. And when you combine that with 3 good stat ups for your team, this is definitely a team to watch. Possibly one of my picks. But one thing and also with the kind of mindset that can infiltrate as a newbie. I was fooled by this first league comment here.
Yeah, don't fall for that.
Ooh. Indicates a Machiavellian mindset that I think will do them well. Excellent.
Okay, so we've got the Kingslayers. That's Spartacus. 1,801 games, 60% win record. So that's impressive, isn't it?
The second most in terms of games played within Rebel. Or is that when you say all leagues?
No, that's all leagues. Yeah. That's just BB2
on BB2.
Underworld is his 8th season. Last season, 13th from 3A. In season 11, he finished in the Challengers Cup in 58th. And in season 12, he got to the playoffs and finished 30th. Very nice.
A lovely round. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, yeah, what do you think of the team? I like Underworld teams. I think people are brave taking Underworld.
I do. I love the naming convention. I'm going to come into this in a second. In terms of stadiums, we've got the Nuffle Altar, which is a very interesting choice, and a lovely round 1,500. So other than the Lizardmen we'd seen before, we are going to be seeing, one could only imagine, a very tactical meta league kind of view to this team, and keeping it at a lovely round 1,500. I believe I don't recognise all of these as potential Kingslayers. Obviously, you've got Guillotine the Fourth, Arya Stark, I think these are all fantasy people that are famous for murdering kings. Kvoth, of course, from the King Killer Chronicles, there is the one that kind of tipped me off on this one. And yeah, we're going to start from the start. The big old troll with a lovely bit of guard. Arya here, your archetypical mighty blow, core, claw, horns, tackle, blitzer.
Best in the game, aren't they? A Skaven blitz, underworld blitzers, best blitzers in the game without a doubt. Mutations on singles, just all your kill skills, just brilliant, aren't they?
Well, it's so good they're building them twice, it would seem. And yeah, Lady Zhang the thrower, an agi for 2 heads, Skaven thrower, sure hands pass, block and tackle. A lot of block and tackle on. This is an interesting one, actually. This thrower does seem like it's being built as a bit of a ball hawk, which is interesting.
All right.
With 2 heads and an agi up, because you've got 2 heads and then got the agi up afterwards. You are going into 1 tackle zone on a 2+, so you are not quite exactly where you want to be, cage breaking wise. But another agi up will get you something very, 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 very tasty. Because that's effectively agi 5 into 3 tackle zones, right? Agi 5 when you're dodging into tackle zones. What's the roll for that for getting into 3?
4+.
4+. So with a reroll on something like with a reroll, that's a 75% chance to break a cage. No, I stand corrected. That's perfectly capable of getting in there.
I would have taken big hand instead of tackle. You know, so being able to run in and pick up the ball and just leg it off.
Yes, actually, that's a very fair point. It could well be the case that up against a league that had the next match had lots of dodge in it. So you know that's always a potential. So next up we've got another 2 heads dodging thrower. There's obviously a Galaxy Brain play here that I'm not quite clocking in terms of 2 heads on a thrower. But I have heard actually regarding Underworld that it's very easy to get stuck on the line, and so wanting that 2+ ability to get away from being based is quite viable. So that could be the factor there. And as for the rest of the team,
the goblins ain't very good, are they? No,
well,
they've obviously been getting killed quite a lot.
Well, you know how this goes. And a wrestle, ball hawking, kicking alignment to round things out along with a little bit of wrestle. It's lovely to see.
I never know how to predict Underworld. I don't know whether they're going to be bottom of the table, mid-table, challenging for the top. I've got no idea of what to expect. So I'll just guess at mid-table, but I've got no idea really.
Sure. I'm just going to pretend like you have already answered that question and move quickly on to another returning member. Not from last season, but the Bob Brotherhood. We were recapping them in 3C in season 13, I believe. So once again, good to see you back, Bob, the best.
Hi, Bob.
And yeah, this is a... sorry, tell me about these.
Nurgle team. We've got Bob, 348 games, 48% win record. Nurgle, this is their 5th season. Last season, they finished 5th in 4B and got promoted. What else have we got there?
We've got a number of players. Remind me to have a discussion regarding player 5, who does have a level up to take. Stadium-wise, we're looking at another security gate, so a lot of concern about riots and pitch invasions for these bash teams. Not really that surprising. And a 19-10 TV with 3 rerolls.
I think we was expecting really good things from him in season 12, and I think he was getting diced quite a lot and just having a real rough time with the games. We didn't follow him last season, and the team looks like it's progressed quite nicely since we last see him.
Yes, that's right. Love this beast of Nurgle. Guard first, then stand firm. I tend, if I'm playing Nurgle, I tend to swap those 2 around, but I'm aware I'm sometimes in the minority there. I've had a lovely bit of grab. Beast of Nurgle with guard, stand firm, and grab, regardless of what order you're taking them in, is pretty great. New Bob as your killer, like a good guard killer as well. Not wanting to risk the piling on yet, it seems. Considering the low movement, that's perhaps not surprising. Although, as you've seen my Nurgle teams, I tend to not worry too much about that sort of things. Then we've got a pretty solid, strong progression with Lucky and Handsome Bob for Block, Guard, Mighty Blow. Fighting Bob number 5 is still waiting on a level up, which I think it's got to be Block unless you all stat up, right?
Yeah, or Wrestle. Yeah, maybe Wrestle.
And
I'm joking. You don't put Wrestle on Nurgle Warrior.
No. Although I think perhaps one of these pesties might probably have done well with it, but that's just.
I like the movement up on the Pestigore. That's lovely. Is that Block Dodge? Is it on him?
That's Blodge. Yeah.
Nice,
Zoom in slightly. There you go. And yeah,
strength 4 Rotter.
Yeah,
different.
It is. Well, you're going to take it, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, it potentially frees up one of your warriors from the line.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, actually, no, it probably doesn't because you want the AV there. But actually, well, yeah, because if you're placing a lot of claw, maybe you do want to have that runner in there. I certainly would not have a huge problem with accepting that.
All right.
And movement up, Blodge, Pestigores are pretty decent. So.
All right. Mid-table, I'm guessing. Okay, next we have Proudwing with the Happy Sons. Proudwing's got 179 games under his belt, 54% win record. Again, just most of the coaches are around that area. Orcs, this is their 5th season. Last season, they finished 8th in 4C.
Yeah, Stadium Rise, another security gate, and TV Rise, we're looking at 1970. So I think that's the second highest TV, at least coming into that first round.
Beaten up, haven't they?
Well, they've certainly got a lot of injuries, but you know what? I don't think I actually do classify a negative agility on a Black Orc blocker as actually being an injury, really. No.
You don't normally see orcs all beaten up coming out to the pitch, so.
No, you don't. But they have been around for four seasons is a decent amount of time to have been around, and I think, a Blodge Strength 5 Black Orc is good. Mighty Blow stand firm guard. Does agility matter on Black Orc blockers? No. Does movement matter on Black Orc blockers? A little bit, but still, one movement bust certainly isn't enough. And for all the stat downs, I think you're more than made up with some stat ups. Mm-hmm. Strength, block tackle, guard. On a lineman, Tip Top is very well named there, I would say. Missing Docker for that first match, trading a point of armor for a point of movement for a blitzer. With stand firm. Right. Interesting getting the movement first, going as a ball carrier, and then going with stand firm. I might have been tempted. Well, I guess this is turning it into a hybrid player, right? So you've got your ball carrying, you've got ball carrying in the sense of movement and sure hands. You've got aggression from.
He can get on the sidelines with the ball carrier and not get surfed. This
is like a Swiss Army knife player, which I know there's some discourse on having. Some people much prefer to have very defined roles for everyone, but I think sometimes you cannot control what happens, and sometimes it's good just to have a player that can do most things.
I keep getting distracted. Sorry, it says AKA agility is for chumps.
Yes,
and he's got an agility player on his team.
a valid thing to bring up there. Excellent.
Proudwing, you're calling yourself a chump. What do you think of this team then? Do you like it?
I do like it. I think whenever you see an Orc team that's got a very good set of distributions over all 4 Black Orc blockers, you're going to be in for a very interesting time facing it. When you combine some interesting skill choices, some nice level ups, and a dedicated killer in the form of Rocker here with Block, Mighty Blow, tackle, piling on, prone. Actually, we've not been seeing much piling on. I think this might be the first piling on we've potentially seen, maybe 1 or 2 others.
I think at least one other one. Yeah.
But certainly less than my Chaos Dwarf heart would like to see.
Yeah, I like Juggernaut on him. That's good.
Pro is interesting. perhaps there were other ways of going about that. But if you are concerned about other plays that you're doing, especially if this was leveling up early in some of the years before some of your other reroll skills have come in, I can certainly see how that might be a thought.
He's going to be one of the main killers of the league, the whole division, without a doubt. Yeah, so keep an eye on Blocker.
Yeah, and we're rounding out with a little bit of agility, a little bit of block tackle, and a little bit of dirty player kick. And last up, we have the Vicious Virtuosi. What can you tell me about them?
Koresh, 427 games, 58% win record. So very good. His team is the Dark Elves. They've had 2 seasons already. Last season they finished first in 4B, and they finished 58th in the playoffs last season. And I like Dark Elves. Anything else to add?
Yeah, this is no stadium yet, and 1780 on the TV coming in. Yeah, going through movement up on your blitzers. Love to see it, especially when they're blodge step. A blitzer with Mighty Blow, Tackle, Blodge, Dauntless coming into a league that's got so many strength ups, that's going to be very, very useful. And speaking of strength ups, we have one on the leaping Blodge tackle piece here. So only 3s for the leaps, but you're getting in there with strength 4 tackle. Presumably strip ball or something like that coming later maybe. Or perhaps this leap is just to get in and do other things. Blodge for the blitzers. So is that's Blodge on all blitzers. That's Blodge step on 1 Witch Elf, building up a rookie next one. Agi up on a lineman, 5 leap. You know, you're building up these players quite well. Kind of surprised to see the Agi up then block rather than wrestle. But once again, there are lots of other ways to do these builds if you're going ball hawks. And another strength up and another Agi up. So many stat ups. What
a team this is. Yeah, I haven't properly gone through all the teams until tonight. And looking at this team, this is outstanding. I'm predicting fighting for playoffs with this team if all goes well for him.
Excellent.
Solid team, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. As you've seen in some other leagues with my play, sometimes coming in with a lot of TV on a Dark Elf team can only last a match. But hopefully we won't be seeing that this time.
The Witch Elf is going to level up next game without a doubt.
I would have thought so.
How many players? 3, 6, 9, 10 players. So yeah, just a lone alignment to put on the line.
Indeed.
Yeah,
good.
Nice team.
So yeah, that's the breakdown. I know that sometimes you like to put me on the spot and go for my top 4 picks, but one of the last times we tried that, both of us had Largo Feldlauf in our division, and neither of us picked him to be a top pick.
That was season 13. Last season we did really well actually. I think we both got top 3 last season.
All right. Yeah, or top three picks. None of us got top 3 ourselves because we're bad at Blood Bowl.
How come 13th? Why my Division 3 didn't go very well at all?
No. But yeah, I think so it's looking like a lovely big mix of teams. Chaos Dwarfs are interesting to me. Those sneaky Chaos are very interesting to me. These Dark Elves are interesting to me, and I'd like to see what and Kislev there is my Dark Horse pick as my wild card. I think that's what my top 4 would be.
Mine would be this team here, this Dark Elf team. I'll go for Porky's Chaos, and I'll go for that Skaven team, Hammerstern. I really like that Skaven team.
Cool.
So I can see them being the main challengers. I'm sure I picked out another team. I can't remember who it is now. So yeah, I think that's...
Yeah, if anyone who's like, why didn't they mention me? It's worth pointing out once again, I don't know very much about predicting Blood Bowl. As we will see from any of the season finales from the past 2 seasons, as we move on to the prediction spreadsheet, between myself and Rob will have a competition as we do every season. Whoever gets the most points out of the two, or whoever gets the least points out of me and yourself, Rob, will have to do a forfeit in week 13, which will almost certainly involve me having to do horrible shots of alcohol for every touchdown that happens or something other ridiculous like that.
Third time lucky, mate. Third time
lucky. Third time lucky. And for everyone who is not myself and Rob, there are no obligations for forfeits and things like that, but whoever gets the highest at the end will receive a small prize, which historically has been a Rebel mug.
Have any of them shown up yet?
Yes, the first one has.
Okay. All right.
I need to poke Metal about it, but I didn't want to do it too much during the the Dr. Nick, if you're listening, I've been chasing this up. I don't want to chase Metal too much when we're coming out of setting up a new season, like for obvious reasons. But we're moving in.
I think we'll skim through this real quick for week 1, shall we?
Yeah.
We've been going about an hour, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we've been cutting stuff out, so we don't know. Like, I know everyone's been hearing a little bit of the crackle from your headset being a bit wrong. No, I have cut out some of the more egregious versions of it. Apologies for that. Equipment replacements will be happening in the meantime.
Tomorrow, I'm going out tomorrow and buying a new headset. I'm ill prepared for today.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got the Virtuosi versus the Mutants. I've gone for 2-2 here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking
two of the teams I picked to finish up high, so draw is fair, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The Happy Sons versus Sabretooth Vag. I've gone for 2-1 to the Happy Sons. They've got quite a lot of tackle.
Yeah.
And I think that's good for dealing with Sabretooth. Carmack's very experienced, but I think I'm just going to go for that standard 2-1 for the block there.
There's a lot of tackle in this league, isn't there?
Mm.
Yeah. So I went for 2-1 as well. Okay.
I've made a bold decision. We've got Outdoor Fakrabata, the Kislev versus the Lizardmen Quiguanas. I've gone for a big out-the-box YOLO win for Coach Cool, 3-1. No disrespect to the Lizardmen, but, they've taken a bit of a beating. And I think if Coach Cool gets a little bit of luck and a little bit of aggression going, it could be not much those Lizards can do about it.
All 4 of the predictions I can see have all gone for Coach Cool. So come on, Coach Cool, you can do it, man. No disrespect to Quiguanas, but I'd like to really see him get off on a good footing this season.
Bob Brotherhood versus the Bloodlust Brawlers. I've gone for 2-1 to the Brotherhood, just because for the Brawlers, I think they've not quite got their armor busting in to the level that they'd want to really be able to deal with Bob, especially when you've got that nice bit of tackle and all that other stuff going on. So I think they're just going to be kept off their game plan just enough to give the Bobs the edge here.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't call it between the two, so I went for 1-1.
Cool. Smoke and Cured versus the Kingslayers. I've gone for a big scoring match, 3-2 for Smoked and Cured.
Yeah, I went for similar, so maybe that one touchdown will make the difference between 1 and 3 points for us both.
Indeed. I think this is going to be a very interesting match to watch. It's just going to be pow, pow, pow. Or at least that's how it seems to me, looking at the numbers. Next up, the Gorgoth Allgreys versus the Mafia Mubble Rats. I've gone for a draw here. My thinking at the time was that they both experienced players that were probably going to cancel each other out to a certain degree.
Yeah, I didn't look into it too much because they were playing last night and I just wanted to chuck down a score. So I went for Chorfs over the Rats, and then
Splendors versus the Red Hot Boys. None of us got quick enough to be able to make a prediction in, unfortunately. Apologies for being slack on the uptick. There is not a huge amount of time in between announcements happening, because we were going to have Major Bite at one point in here as well, right? That changed relatively.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what happened there. So
no,
right, you'll see that I have set up Spikebot on the Discord, and it does have the calendar on there. And if you can fill in when you're playing on the calendar, or at least put a post on there, and I'll fill the dates in, and it really helps us with the recapping to see who's playing when and work out our schedule for actually getting to watch all your games and getting them viewed before Thursday. I will add that, Wednesday night games can be a bit of a pain for us, but if it's got to be a Wednesday night game for you guys, it's got to be a Wednesday night game. So we get where you're coming from.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like we've all been there, needs must, and like It's
yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. We're here to support the coaches, so you guys get it done when you can get it done. And I think with that, we don't really have anything else to add.
Apart from that's all, folks.
And we will see you on the pitch.